So after the incredible blockbuster acquisition announcements started this year from Microsoft, they acquired Activision Blizzard, Sony, Bungie. You can be forgiven if you forgot there is a third hardware company on the playing field, Nintendo. And true to form, Nintendo responded to all of this content war madness in a manner that is as Nintendo as anything they've ever done, by reminding us that they made Wii Sports once, and they can do it again.
So, okay, let me get this straight. Okay, so Xbox makes one of the largest entertainment purchases of all time.
That's right.
Okay. With a deal that will change the landscape of gaming forever.
That's
and
what they
Sony
want.
punches back by picking up the studio that literally made Xbox greatest hit.
Yes.
Okay, and then Nintendo just breaks out an old copy of Wii Sports, cleans it up a little bit, and then just decides to bring it to the party.
Yes, that's pretty much what happened, and I'm okay with that.
Oh.
But to be fair, they're digging up a few other old gems. They said they're going to bring in some, more tracks to Mario Kart. Not a new Mario Kart, just more tracks to the one we already have. They're going to reboot Advance Wars for the 4 people who are excited about that. They're giving us fresh games in the Mario Strikers franchise that nobody was asking for, and Kirby, which people were asking for. But make no mistake, they are staying the course. And they're continuing to do what they do best. Nintendo marches to the beat of its own drum, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way.
With Xbox and Sony hogging all the headlines, it can be easy to forget that Nintendo is the clear leader in the hardware sales race. And when the dust settles on the console generation, it will likely be Nintendo standing on the top of the podium. Even accounting for the head start of the Switch, as well as the chip shortages that have affected each manufacturer, these results are stunning, to say the least.
Xbox, a little over 12 million units of their Series S and X consoles have moved so far. Sony, 18 million PS5s and growing.
So good. Sounds good.
Nintendo,
Sounds good.
103 million Switch units and climbing.
Dang.
The Nintendo Switch has quietly moved into number 3 on the all-time console sales list, and there's a legitimate chance that it could end up being the best-selling console of all time before its run is over. Nintendo might not be making the big splashy moves that are becoming so popular these days, but it looks like they don't have to. They know who they are, they know where they have been, and they know where they're going, all the way to the top.
Sure, the glory days of the NES, SNES, and the Game Boy made the name Nintendo synonymous with video games, but their path to the top of the console wars was anything but steady. Once the upstart Sony, PlayStation, and Microsoft's Xbox emerged as their primary competition, Nintendo floundered as they were consistently beaten by their opponents in terms of power, graphics, and game selection.
The Nintendo GameCube struggled against superior competition.
It
moved a very pedestrian 21 million units.
Which is surprising. That was one of my favorite consoles.
You and only about 20
I
million
loved the GameCube.
But then you had the exponential success of the Nintendo Wii with over 100 million consoles
Loved
sold.
it too.
Which made the complete failure of the follow-up Nintendo Wii U even harder to understand. Less than 14 million
But
units
I also
sold.
loved that one too.
And much less people cared about that particular one. But Nintendo's steadfast decision to remain committed through the dark and difficult times is what led them to this place today, the ruling king of the video game hill.
Many times in life, we find ourselves in this very same place, a place where our dedication and commitment is being challenged. While others are taking shortcuts to success and reaping a multitude of unearned rewards, our determination seems to be challenged by an hourly basis, and each step forward accompanied by literally 2 steps back.
We make the decision to give our lives to the Lord, but then our world starts to fall apart almost immediately around us.
What it feels like.
We promised to spend more time with Christ, but then it seems like the entire world heard our prayers, conspired against us to invent new time-consuming problems, leaving us with no extra time or energy to give Him. Maybe we feel led to begin serving God through a life of ministry, but then we receive zero interest and even less support, leaving us to wonder what exactly went wrong.
And if you have felt your burning desire to serve the Lord immediately become quenched by buckets of ice water, you are not alone.
It's the wrong kind of ice bucket challenge. Right?
Yes, are they still doing those?
I hope not.
And as a matter of fact, you are probably exactly where you are supposed to be.
Nintendo did not allow their experiences to deter them from pursuing their path to becoming the dominant console on the planet. They maintained their commitment through the dark times. They ignored the shortcuts that others were taking to get quick success, and as a result, they're currently reigning supreme over the entire gaming landscape. And in our lives, our commitment to the Lord must remain steadfast even when it feels like He's leading us through those places that feel like the valley of the shadow of death. He has a purpose for these painful pits. He will protect us in the prisons that we didn't deserve, like Joseph, who experienced both of those. Those dark and painful times were the cocoon that the Lord used to shield His transformation, preparing Him in these hidden and secret places prior to His presentation. And He'll do the same for us.
I hope this encourages you today in whatever pit or prison you are currently enduring. The Lord hears our prayers in these places of disillusionment and despair. But this part of the process where our commitment is tested in the same place that we are getting on-the-job training for the larger plans the Lord has for us.
Now, in the story of Joseph, he learned how to be a leader of people and the interpreter of dreams through his experiences as a servant in Potiphar's house, as well as a leader in the prison where he was held. Similarly, Nintendo learned the secrets that have made the Switch so popular through a very painful foray into touchscreens with the underperforming Wii U console. The place where we are facing our greatest struggle right now is more than just some challenge to be endured. It is a training ground for the skills and the talents that we will need in our future service to Christ.
Nintendo didn't need to buy or acquire anybody to remain competitive in the market. They simply needed to stay committed to the course through the hard times and remain true to who they are. They used what they learned from those experiences to shape their future, embracing those hard-earned lessons to build a better mousetrap.
The lesson from both Nintendo and Joseph are the same. The hardest part of our commitment to the Lord is not simply making the commitment, but keeping it when the times get hard. Let's not allow these pits and prisons that we experience to weaken our commitment, shake our faith, or lead us to believe that we've been forsaken. These cocoons are designed to reinforce us in ways that can only happen in those challenging environments. We will victoriously emerge from the lonely, dark, and dreary circumstances that we're currently in. And when we do, we will have a powerful story of the Lord's provision to tell, a deeper strength to share, and a fully developed pair of wings to carry us to the higher places He has promised.